How to be alone without being lost. Okay. No one really teach you how to be alone. They either tell you to, oh, you should need to stay busy, you need to find more people, you need to work better, blah 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 blah. But really that's not the solution at all. Because being alone isn't what makes people lost. Being directionless does. Oftentimes, you always give this advice. Oh, you should follow a counselor, you should follow a friend. But the most under given advice is most people should follow themselves. Learn to be alone. Learn to value your own time. Learn to know who you are. And really, most people doesn't fear being alone or being in solitude. It's really isn't that scary. They fear the silence that they have to be with. That, that's that's why when you are talking to people, you notice that when you took a pause or when you just let that conversation just kind of die off, they bring something back up because they can't just sit with silence. And to them, they just feel like the silence is really, really loud and they need to just chime over it some to make it go. So when you're alone, you're just stuck with your thoughts. It shows you what you're actually avoiding, what you actually want, and who you want to become. Those are the things that you kind of find yourself when you're alone. No one make goals and like no one journals when they're with their friends or no one do that because to truly journal is just truly let your thought run. Because a lot of time when you're with your friends or you're someone else, your thought can be confirmed to this group right here. Oh, you think this is good? Oh, you think this is good? Blah 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 blah. No. When you journal, you should journal alone. Because that's when you get the most out of it. And the difference that most people miss is loneliness is when you want escape. That's when you feel lonely. Being in solitude is when you want clarity. Okay. That's two different things. It's the same environment. Loneliness and solitude happens in the same environment, but they have different intentions. When you feel lonely, you need an escape. But when you want solitude, you're looking for clarity. Okay. And being alone with yourself often make people kind of lose their mind. They just can't sit with that thought to just keep going, running, running, running. So here's how you actually be alone without really losing yourself, without really essentially losing your mind. Step one, replace noise with structure. Okay, when you spend your time alone, or when you spend your time thinking, if you don't have a structure behind it, it just turned into like this endless wandering. It's just rumination. You're just kind of being lazy. You're procrastinating at that point. But when you have structure, it turned that into progress. So what I mean by this is, oh, either you go into that maybe meditation session or like that thinking session with a goal. So, for example, the meditation session would be, oh, I want to clear my mind. That would be your goal. Or I want to figure out what type of goals I want to have for next year. Or, oh, what do I think about this person? Or, oh, what do I think about this business right here? Those are structure that you put into your alone time. And most people, when they started, they have no idea what to really look for. So what I recommend is stare at a blank wall by yourself, have your journal out, and all you need to do is just fill that one journal page. And you'll be surprised by like 10, 20 minutes, your brain just start going and going. Because I remember I, I was just writing and writing when I started. I was just writing, and it was just like, oh, this is just my train of thought. Oh, this is where I want to go next. Oh, blah blah blah. This is my goal. Blah 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 blah. And that kind of gave me a sense of clarity on everything. So when you structure your thinking time, it turned into progress. Okay, this is what I made. This is exactly what I do. Either when I need to make a big shift in my business, or if I want to try to invent something new in my business. I always just okay ruminate. What would I need to do? What type of help that these people need? What type of improvement do they want? And then I would just just think, and then just write down my journal and put that into action. But that's all you gotta do, just one page, or even something as simple as set a timer for 45 minutes and have that run. So you can just set a timer for 45 minutes and just have that run. Just stare at blank wall and think for 45 minutes, and just when the timer is over, boom, you're done. Step two. Okay. Give your day a spine. So to avoid essentially like endless boredom when you're being alone, when you're essentially left by yourself, when you're forced to be productive, um, you need to have structure. Okay. And what I mean by structure is you need to have a specific wake time, or not even a specific wake time. I mean, let's say bedtime, um, or work window, gym window, or any movement. And when you're done, have a shutdown ritual. Either that's, oh, I put stuff for tomorrow on my calendar, or oh, I write down what I need to do for tomorrow. That's really important. Always plan your tomorrow today. Because when you do that, you're not left with what am I gonna do today? Okay. So don't drift. Give your day a backbone. Look, this is something that I struggle with, and I'll be honest, I still haven't found a proper system that kind of satisfy this step essentially. I'm still working on it. Um, but the step is measure your progress. I always put this in all my video because I know it's really important. And I try to make an effort toward it always. But like I said, something will work and sometimes it will work, sometimes it doesn't. Someday we'll just feel empty, and someday you actually track everything. Okay? So something that I typically do to kind of measure all this is just write it down on a notebook, or I have a journal, or I have a calendar. Every single time I finish a task, turn that task into gray. I know there probably is a better system to do this, but that's what have worked for me. Like any important task, I'd put it in and I would turn it gray. That's all there is to it for mine. Find something that worked for you. Okay. But that's all the stuff for it. And like I said, try to learn how to do this skill, because when you turn loneliness into solitude, that's when you actually will make a lot of progress. But other than that, if you want 5-10 qualified client every single month automatically using my system, check out auto seller system down below, and that show you everything I've done for business broker. Um, so maybe you can copy, look at, find inspiration, or like I said, I show you step by step on everything I do to kind of set this system up. But other than that, later.